Hello again. As I never tire of telling people, as if they couldn't already guess, there are very many fields in which I am not an expert. One of these is espionage, and another is the legal situation around the acquisition of citizenship in Britain. I know next to nothing about either topic. However, although I'm not an expert in these matters, neither am I a perfect fool, and I'm well able to spot suspicious circumstances. Let me just run through a timeline here of the life of a 50-year-old man. In the year 2000, a 26-year-old Afghan man arrived in Britain and claimed asylum. He ended up being employed first by the Metropolitan Police, and then he got a job with the Home Office. After that, he was in the Foreign Office, and he accompanied Prime Minister Gordon Brown on trips abroad. He also accompanied Prince Charles, Prince William and David Cameron on foreign trips when Cameron was Prime Minister. He was by this time a British citizen. He had been granted British nationality in 2007. Then, a few years later, he also acquired Russian nationality, which strikes me as a little odd and likely to arouse suspicion. At some point, he was also working for Britain's Secret Intelligence Service, commonly known as MI6. He was by that time working on behalf of Britain for the Foreign Office, liaising with the Afghan government. So that's 3 nationalities so far. It gradually dawned on those in this country who were employing him that he was actually an agent of Russia's military intelligence service, GRU. His British citizenship was then revoked, a decision against which he has appealed. Of course, none of this would have happened, that is to say, allowing a Russian spy to travel in the entourage of prime ministers and heirs to the throne, if the Foreign Office adhered to a simple rule which was enforced well within living memory and designed to avert just this kind of situation. Believe it or not, I was myself in the British Civil Service 50 years ago, and at that time nobody could be employed as a civil servant at the Foreign Office unless he or she were born British to British parents. That was all there was to it, and looking at this case you can see just how sensible this was. How could the Foreign Office possibly employ somebody to liaise with the Afghan government on behalf of the British government who had actually been born and grown to adulthood in Afghanistan? Did it really not occur to anybody that this might be a conflict of interest? Seriously? This is what I meant when I said that although I'm not an expert in such matters, I'm readily able to spot foolish moves. That would be one of them. There were good reasons for the old rules about such things, which we had, and they were not based purely on racism and xenophobia. It stands to reason that when a man is born in Afghanistan, becomes a British civil servant, and is then asked to negotiate with his country of birth, then this is not an ideal situation, and a conflict of loyalties is almost bound to arise. As for his then becoming also a Russian citizen, well, I'm as broad-minded as the next man, but this would have caused my eyebrows to go up, I must say. Why it is only now that this foreign agent is being stripped of his British nationality, the good Lord alone knows. I wonder if there are many more such dubious characters in the Foreign Office and Home Office. Judging by some group photographs which I've seen from the Home Office, I think it highly likely. The thumbnail to this video shows a group of staff who are currently employed at the Home Office. Have a look at it and see what you make of it. As usual, in the description to this video, I'll give a link to a news item about this particular case.